Hello everyone, it's Richard with Home Tech Video. This video I'm going to be going over a follow-up that I did on zone crossing, and I'm basically doing this video to answer a question that was posted on the IPCam Talk forums about how this individual had their zone crossing set up and why it only worked in certain situations and why it did not work in others. So they uploaded a video or a picture showing how they had their zone set up. So in this example, I'm going to use the top zone where the road is as zone A. And then I'm going to just call the bottom zone down here zone B. In their question, they ask, why was it that when they had the zone crossing set up, when a car would move from their main road into their driveway, the zone crossing would trigger and their camera would go ahead and start recording or send them an alert. However, when they were backing out of the driveway and they were leaving the house, or somebody was leaving the house and they went from zone B to A, nothing would happen. Well, very simple. That the zone crossing in this example is not configured correctly. So the reason why when a car was coming into their house or into their driveway is that the object was originating in a certain zone and then actually crossed into a different zone. So from zone A to zone B. However, when their car is left in the driveway, the back end of the car is already in zone A. So therefore, when that object starts to move and it moves from zone B to zone A, or from their driveway into the road, the back end of the car is already in that zone. So therefore, it doesn't trigger it because it didn't actually cross into a different zone. So here in a minute, I'm going to go out into my driveway. I'm going to set this exact same example up and show you what Blue Iris is seeing and why this doesn't work if you have your camera set up this way. So on my example, on my setup, I'm going to use my front door camera, or my garage driveway camera, and I'm going to go ahead and set up a example of how they had their camera set up. So I'm going to go into my triggers tab, go into motion sensor, and go into configure, and then use zones and hotspots. I'm going to have two different zones set up. So zone B is going to be this little area of my driveway right here. Zone C is going to be into the bottom portion of my driveway. So how I'm going to have this trigger set up is when an object moves from either area. So it's going to start, let's say, down here in the bottom and move out into the road. As soon as it crosses this area right here, so it moves from this zone to this zone, it's going to send me a alert, or it's going to trigger the camera. And then it's also going to work the other way. So when an object moves from zone B, so if something's coming in from the main road into my driveway, it's going to enter into this area. And then once it crosses into this zone, it's going to go ahead and trigger it as well. However, in the example of what was uploading on the forums, I'm going to stand right here in the middle of these two zones. And I'm going to move around, I'm going to wave my arms, and you're going to see that no matter what happens, if I am in both zones, once motion starts being detected, it's not going to trigger it because that object is detected into both areas. And to represent this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on, fix this real quick, the highlight portion. So when I'm out in the middle of my driveway, when I'm moving around, you're going to see that there's going to be a green box around me. And then as soon as I trigger, or as soon as the camera goes into a triggered state, meaning that I move from one zone to another, the box around me is going to go to red. That means the camera gets triggered. However, if the box around me is staying green, that means that the camera does not trigger, therefore the alert is never sent. Let me go ahead and show you how this works on my setup here. So when I'm at the bottom of the screen, you see the green box around me. That means that it detected me as an object. I'm going to cross from zone C into B, and the box around me goes red, therefore the camera gets triggered. And then I'm going to stand out in the road for a second. I'm going to make sure that the box around me goes away. And then when I start walking from the road, I'm going to cross into zone B, which is right about now, and then pass into zone C. And then I get triggered right there where the box around me goes red again. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to walk out in between the two zones. So in between zone B and zone C. I'm triggered right now. The box around me is red. I'm in both zones. As soon as the box around me goes away, I'm going to go and move between the two zones. So I'm going to move back and forth and show you that since the object is between, my body is between the two zones, the box around me is green and it doesn't trigger. I can walk out into the main road, but since I was in the zone C on the bottom, it never triggered. But now that I'm no longer in zone C and I walk from B to C, I get triggered again right there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and helps you understand a little bit better about zone crossing and how to set it up properly. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day.